All right, what's up to all my World War whiskey friends out there? We got a great review coming up here. Pappy Van Winkle. I just got back from Texas. 2021 is upon us. As you can see behind me, I got a lot of whiskeys lined up to review. Actually, a lot more than you could even see here. But more importantly, I want to get all you guys involved in this process. So if you're a fan of the channel and you have whiskeys and you want to do some reviews, you know, hit me up, comment on here if I haven't hit you up already. And we'd love to just post a review on the channel just to get different opinions. But you're about to see my review coming back from Texas. We got to try several of the Pappy Van Winkle bourbons. And you'll hear me call it bourbon several times in the video, but I kind of vacillate back and forth between calling it a whiskey and a bourbon, only because as I ordered the bourbon, the bartender mistakenly informed me and Josh, thanks to Josh for taking me to, I think it was called Whiskey Cakes out there in San Antonio, but he told us it was a Tennessee whiskey. So I had always thought Pappy Van Winkle was a bourbon, but I had never seen it nor had it. So I just thought I was mistaken. So you'll hear me call it a bourbon and then correct myself calling it a Tennessee whiskey because that's what we were told when we were served. However, after the review, I saw that my assumption was correct, that it was indeed a bourbon, not a Tennessee whiskey. But apart from that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. We got to try some really good ones. And if you see Pappy, get it, man. It's good. It's good. You'll like it. And as you'll see in the review in there, some are better than others. So hope you enjoy. Cheers to 2021. We are getting to try Pappy Van Winkle 13-year rye, 10-year, the 12-year, and the 15-year. And to top it off, the great bartender here at Whiskey Cake gave us $20 off if we split a pour of the Pappy Van Winkle 20-year. So I know I'm never going to see this stuff again. So let's make it our hit review for 2021. So let's start here with the 10-year. That's the second one on the list. This is 10-year. So let's give it a taste. It's the youngest of the one. So I've tasted all these right before we recorded. We added the 20-year to the mix, so I was like, we gotta shoot a video. So the 10-year, tasting it the second time, it's not quite as potent as it was the first time. It could be because I moved my way up, tasting these other ones, but it's definitely a good bourbon. I'd give it a solid like 90. So Pappy 10-year, can't go wrong. It's a good, actually it's a Tennessee whiskey, but 2 thumbs up, it's good. Now we're gonna do the 12-year. Josh, you might give me my water there? Well, the difference between some of these was pretty big. 10-year and 12-year wasn't too big, but it is. Tasting the second time, there's a big jump in like the spiciness and the heat of the 12-year over the 10. All right, now we're gonna do 13-year rye. Josh liked the 13-year rye over the 15.
That's right.
I slightly like the 15 over the 13-year, but sometimes second time around, we'll see. I only took like a little sip because we don't get much of this stuff. We got to make it last. It's not like doing a full episode where I'd probably drink full one of these each, but let's make it count. The 13-year tastes or smells much stronger. And it just has such a good rye flavor. You get that rye spice, but it's smooth. I mean, it's like, it just goes down like buttery smooth. It's definitely the best rye I've had.
Like a butterscotch.
Like a butterscotch, yeah. You taste the wood, you taste the rye, but you can't get a better rye than that, man. That is phenomenal. Like I told Josh before, I'd probably give that one 94, 95. Okay, now we gotta try that 15-year and see if it beats it. Because I agree with Josh, man. That 13-year rye for a 13-year, I mean, that's old, but I mean, that beats a lot of 20 years out there. The 13-year smells the best to me. That rye just smells great. This 15-year smells good too. Yeah, see, that 15-year just has, it's close, but the 15-year has a refinement that the 13-year rye doesn't. But it's a rye, so it's gonna be stronger, harsher. And if you like that, you can't go wrong with that 13-year. So just, you see that 13-year, buy it. It's worth every penny. But the 15-year, that one's like a 97, 98. That's about as good as it gets as far as bourbon or whiskey, Tennessee whiskey for sure.
That's as good as it gets. Until we try this 20-year, hopefully, which I haven't tasted yet. So
You're for a surprise.
Tasting these the second time, it didn't really change. It was pretty similar. The 10-year changed a little bit, only because it was weaker after having the others. But it's still good. But the other ones are on another level. So the 10-year is good. The other 3 are great. And that 13-year and the 15-year is just out of this world good. Here's the 20-year. Pappy Van Winkle 20-year. Wow, that really just has a complexity even beyond the 15 years. Not quite as smooth, but it has more flavor and almost as smooth. And man, I'm gonna have to taste them again, but I taste definitely more of the oak in that one. Like it just has that strong, it's been marinating for 20 years, right? All right, let's try these again, because these are both like high 90s for me. All right, so let's try a 15-year. Yeah, now that I went back to it, you can taste that the 20s a little bit better. All right, let's do it one more time. Make sure. Yeah, that 20-year it's the best bourbon I've had. It is, that's gonna be, I give that like a 98, 99. This 15-year is pretty close. I mean, if you didn't have the 20 around, you're gonna think it's the best, whiskey you've ever had. But with that 20 next to it, that 20 just shines in ways that you didn't know it could shine. But I liked them all. If you get any of them, get a chance to get any of them, you're not gonna be disappointed. We were drinking some regular Texas bourbon, sampling some stuff before this, which was good. But this Tennessee Pappy Van Winkle is just on another level. The 20-year wins it tonight. We'll see you guys soon, hopefully for another great episode, man. Josh, any final comments of what you thought out of these? You agree? Okay.
Except I like the rye more.
He liked the rye more in the 15-year, but the 20 was the best for you?
Yeah.
And this comes, you don't see him on camera here, but Josh is an avid whiskey aficionado like me. He was at our very first World War whiskey contest and drank all 25 whiskeys, I think full shots, and lived. So cheers to Josh. We'll see you guys next week.